Good morning. Today, inshallah, we are going to talk about engineering encyclopedia. We'll talk about everything about the building for construction work. So let's start. We'll talk about, in general, shoring system. And in the shoring system, we'll talk about the following. We'll talk secant pile, about secant pile. Contiguous pile. And steel beam. This is the first point. Second point, we'll talk about the watering system. And then we'll talk about excavation work. Then inshallah we are going to talk about the foundation. And in the foundation we will talk about pile system, pile cap system, raft foundation, and isolated foundation. This is number 4. Number 5, we are going to talk about the core system. We'll talk about also BCC, plain concrete, and anti-termite system. Then we are going to talk about retaining wall plus columns and walls. Then we'll start to talk about slab. In the slab we'll talk about post tension, slab, hollow core system, hollow core slab, and flat slab. Then we are going to talk about the roof, which included the watering, waterproofing, parapet, steelwork system, foundation for the water tank, RMU system, and MEB equipment. Then we are going to talk for number 11 about internal finishing. Included all the work related to plaster, ceramic for ceiling, wooden and aluminum. Painting work, elevator work. This is for internal. For external, we'll talk about plaster and paint also. Aluminum cladding, RMU, ECB cladding, glazing work, and GRC system. Also we'll talk about the planter on the elevation, and we'll talk also swimming pool and health club. All of this detail we'll start one by one. We'll talk about how we can make installations, what is the general issue we have to consider when we are proceeding for the work for all of this item, which we already mentioned now. So let's start direct. Number one, we'll start by shoring system. Why we use shoring system? If we have one project like this, and we'll make on this area we'll make tower, and we have to make excavations for the basement, reach to 10 meter or 11 meter or 30 meter, 6 basement, 5 basement, 4 basement. So in this case we have to make shoring around the area of the tower to protect excavation and also to protect the other building which is near this project. So in this case we'll start by shoring system, and shoring system, this is kind of pile casting around the tower. Okay, and we continue around all the area of this pile. For the shoring system we have actually many kind of the shoring, and this is depend on the height of the excavation and the pressure coming from the earth from outside the building. Usually in the system we are using two kind of the pile. First name is the secant pile, and second is contiguous pile. In the secant pile This is the kind of the pile like this. This is the axis, and another pile is coming like this. In this pile, this is the steel. Then we are casting concrete. This is the steel, and this is the concrete for the pile. We are this one. We are which we want both fixed steel. We call male system or male pile and female pile. Female pile there is no steel. يعني one pile we fix steel, another we fix steel, and in between we cast only concrete. And continue like this. One male, one female, one include steel and other not include steel. In the pile system, there are a lot of issues we have to consider. First of all, we use machine to make excavation, and then we use material name is bentonite. We put the bentonite to make clear the area for excavation, and then we fix the steel. This is number 3. We put the steel which we already prepare outside. Then we casting and pouring concrete. And when we cast the concrete, it's depend on the strength of the concrete. Usually we use C50, which is 50 Newton per millimeter after 28 days. Another kind of the system is a contiguous pile. This one is coming touch direct like this. And in this one all is included steel. Same procedure, we make excavation first, then we put the steel using the bentonite and casting the concrete. After we cast the concrete, we cast the pile concrete 1 meter more, 1 meter more. Then we make demolish for this 1 meter and start for repairing the surface of the pile to proceed for the pile cap as a next step after finalizing the pile. So this is the first number 1. We proceed for the shoring system, but before we proceed for the shoring system, we have to make the watering system to make sure that in this area, after we remove the excavation, it will not come any watering inside the project. And there are many kind of the dewatering system. We can use the pipe system from outside, and this pipe is affixed to the pump to shift the water around the project. Or we can use deep well, 2 point, 3 point, depend on the area of the project. and also the same issue, it fixed with the pump, and we use the pump continuous working inside the excavation area. After you make the dewatering system and make the shoring system, number 3, we are proceeding for excavation using the equipment for excavation to reach to the level of the foundation. When we reach to the level of the foundation, if we make section to explain about this detail, we reached, this is the level of the foundation after excavation work. It's usually coming by minus 20, minus 50, depending on the level. And we proceeding for the pile system. Pile system like this, we make also same procedure which we made for the shoring excavation, put the bentonite and put the steel inside the pile, then we cut 1 meter, then we make properly preparing for the surface of the pile like this. Another pile like this, which is take the load to the area which can bearing capacity is acceptable to take this load. Or we can make it like this for the steel, stirrup and the pipe. After that we cast BCC, make leveling and compaction, and we make cone test, then we make anti-termite, then we cast the plain concrete which is PCC, strength of this 120 Newton per millimeter square. Then we proceeding for the pile system, pile cap, and put the steel for the pile cap. After repairing, we can use block around this pile to cast it concrete, block work. And after we make the block work, we make waterproofing system. Then we put the steel for the pile, and we proceeding for the walls and column, which is the steel of the wall and column coming to the level of the pile. This is another step. After finish all the block work around the pile and finish the waterproofing from inside, and put secret here casting to protect the waterproofing, we put it fix all the steel inside the pile cap and pouring the concrete which is 40 Newton per millimeter square. The strength of the concrete is 40 after 28 days. This is the pile system. So in this video we talk about shoring system, we talk about dewatering system, and we talk about excavation work and pile work and pile cap system. In the next video inshallah we'll talk about the issue which is mentioned to make clear everything for the construction work. Thank you for your listening, and don't forget to put it like and subscribe the video, and goodbye.